Well, good day, everyone. I just left the Walmart, and that's right, I called it the Walmart because holy end of the world. Like, I have never seen, it was busier at Walmart today than it is like Christmas shopping season. I've never seen anything like it. It doesn't help that mostly they just have self-checkouts. They had a few people cashiering, but which is not the cashier's fault. It's the corporation's fault. But so it took me a really long time standing in line waiting to check out my own groceries. So that was fantastic. And it reminded me going through Walmart why it is so important to me to homestead and to grow our own food. Because so first of all, there's no chicken because, we have avian flu or whatever's going on. So there's there was a very little chicken on the shelves. Very little frozen chicken breasts. What there was very expensive. I think it was a 3-pound bag was $12, which for chicken, that's really expensive. Like, it wasn't too long ago I was getting a 3-pound bag for like $5.99. So it's more than doubled. None of the specialty chicken stuff, like the Tyson Anytizers. There were a few of the hot, spicy Anytizers, but none of the honey barbecue. None of that stuff. God's way of telling me not to put that processed food in my body, I guess. So I'm thankful that we processed some chickens last year with our friend Annette, and we have some whole chickens in the freezer and a bunch of chicken breasts that I bought when they were less expensive in the freezer. We have that. And then the other area that was really, really depleted was pasta. There was some macaroni and some spaghetti, and that was it. No specialty noodles whatsoever. No ziti, no rotini, no spiral, nothing. No lasagna noodles, nothing. So, thankful again that I was in foresight, purchased a ton of pasta. And it's on the shelf. And not only that, but I can make pasta from scratch. So that was good. No regular flour, other than there were a few 5-pound bags of gold medal, but none of the Great Value brand, the Walmart brand that's less expensive, none of the big bags, like the 20 or 10 pound or 25-pound bags, none of that. Eggs, there were probably, so normally there's like 3 whole big sections of eggs, and then multiple shelves on each section. I'm going to say there was 1 section of eggs, and not all the shelves were full. So that was fantastic. Again, another reason I'm really glad that we have our own chickens, and we raise our own chickens to our laying hens to lay eggs. So that was really good. In fact, we have more laying hens coming. True Blues and True Greens are coming next week. Monday, they should ship out Monday, I would imagine, and they'll be here like Wednesday. So another 16, is that right? No, 15 chicks will be coming. The aviary that we get them from, they did have avian flu in one of their barns, and it's being treated, so we will not be getting the Polish fancy chickens that I was getting just because they looked fun. But the True Blues and True Greens, we will be getting, and they'll be here quite shortly, next week. And then they'll take them about 4 months to grow big enough to start laying. So thankful for that. When you look at the shelves and there's very few eggs to be bought, and what eggs there are to be bought are higher than what I'm charging friends for farm fresh eggs, which are better tasting in most of our opinion. So, there's that. They did have, I stopped at Lowe's on the way to Walmart, and they had gotten in they were fresh. You could tell, just loaded down with herbs and plants for vegetables, if you hadn't gotten them yet. So tomato plants, pepper plants, cucumbers. They had a bunch of new grapevines and avocado and guava plants and that kind of thing. I already have a grapevine going in the orchard. And I already have all of our tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchinis, onions, peppers, all of that planted. Garlic, you guys know that if you've been following our channel. So that's already done. I did pick up some herbs because I'm going to plant my green stalk this weekend with strawberries and herbs. And so rather than start from seed, they actually had them on sale. And so I went ahead and got some cilantro, basil, what else? Thyme. I got some catnip, so I can do some catnip for our cats. That should be fun. I'm trying to think of what else I got. I don't know. I'll have to look when I'm back home. But at any rate, got a bunch of that stuff. So yeah. I'm excited. Oh, the other thing I got that they got in at Lowe's was sweet potato slips, which I had not planted any sweet potatoes yet, and I can still plant those for the season. So I'm going to go ahead. I got, I think, 2 6-packs, and they were really inexpensive. And sweet potatoes is one of those things that you can start from a sweet potato and get your own slips going. But they take a while. And so, since these were ready to go, I thought I'm just going to go ahead and get them and put them in the ground, and we'll have sweet potatoes in a couple months. So, yeah, so I was excited to find those plants. I was excited to find the herbs. I was excited to find dahlia tubers at both Lowe's and Walmart. Not a ton of real, fancy specialty ones, but I did find a bunch, and they were relatively inexpensive, particularly at Walmart. And so, even the ones at Lowe's were less expensive than what I would have paid at ordering them online, which I've been looking at Swan Island Dahlia and thinking about buying some for about a week now, and I've been putting it off because they're pretty expensive. And so I was excited to find that they had gotten some tubers in, so I'm going to get those going for my cut flower garden. So it's been a rough week. I've had a rough week. Rough week because it's the 1-year anniversary of when I literally almost died from COVID pneumonia and from the remdesivir that they gave me to treat me for 3 days. They're finding out now that remdesivir actually causes organ failure, multi-organ failure, and one of the diagnoses on my discharge paperwork was acute kidney injury due to COVID. Well, it wasn't due to COVID, in my opinion. It was due to the remdesivir. And my kidneys were starting to shut down. So I'm very thankful to be here a year later, planting a garden and growing food for my family. And it's also been a rough week because yesterday was Good Friday. And as Christians, Good Friday is when we reflect on Jesus being tortured and crucified to take on the sin of the world. My sin, everyone else's sin. And, we look forward to tomorrow, Easter Sunday, which is the resurrection. But in the meantime, it just weighs heavy on my heart to think that, Jesus did that for me. And if I was the only person that needed to be saved, he would have done that for me. He would have died just for me, and he would have died just for you, just one person. So, it's kind of a quandary to me. You have all these new plants coming up, all this new food starting at the same time that you're thinking about, Jesus giving up his life. But then again, the resurrection is a sign of new life, right? So, and we have a new life in Jesus. So, it has been a rough week. Yesterday was a particularly rough day for me, but I'm feeling better. I could have done without the mass mobs at the Walmart. I could have done without that, but I am glad to have gotten a few things I needed, and I actually got a bunch of plastic Easter eggs inexpensively and some candy to put in them. And my kids and grandkids are actually now just getting to my house. We're going to cook some burgers on the grill and we're going to, they're going to do some swimming because it's warm here. It's very warm here, 88. And the pool is ready to go. We've been cleaning it. So they're going to do some swimming, and then they're going to do some Easter egg hunting. So that'll be fun. We're going to put them all over the front of the farm and let them hunt them, and that should be a good time. So I'm feeling better. Looking forward to tomorrow for the resurrection celebration, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful Easter weekend. And if you don't celebrate, you should think about celebrating. You should think about if you have not given your life to Christ, I implore you to do that on this Easter weekend, because a year ago I could have not been here, and one thing I will say is that people have asked me if it makes me angry that I was so sick with COVID, and do I get angry at God because He allowed it to happen? And no, I don't, because Satan means things for evil, and God uses them for good and for His glory. And I was able to give a testimony of my faith to several people while I was in the hospital, even as sick as I was. And that's what it's all about. So, and I can still give a testimony as to His goodness and how He restored my health. And so, yeah, I believe in His plan, and that His plan is for my good. Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to help and not to harm you. Plans for a hope and a future. So our hope and our future is in Resurrection Sunday, tomorrow, and Easter. I hope you have a blessed day. And if you have any questions about Christianity, about the Lord, about my faith, I am an open book, and I am happy to answer questions. Feel free to reach out to me, and I will be happy to chat with you anytime. Have a wonderful Easter weekend, and in the meantime, be blessed and be a blessing.